Hey everyone, Alex Gordon here of Evolution Arms. So for those of you that are confused right off the bat, why does this look exactly like a Vader's Vault Hero? Well, that's because in a way it is a Vader's Vault Hero, and in a way it isn't. So again, for those of you that don't know, I did all the CAD work for the Vader's Vault Hero. There was no small amount of back and forth between me and Alan when we were going through and deciding, oh, do we want to do this, do we want to do that, do we want to do this? And the end result of all that work is what you see in front of you. So the CAD was done by me, we sent it off to the machine shop, and everything was produced in one batch, and this beautiful, beautiful hilt is what we got. So this is the emitter extension delete version. I know there's a lot of you curious to see what the blade plug will look like. This is a very, very close representation of what the blade plug will look like. One of the only real differences is there's no set screw in this hole, which there will be, this side hole right over here, which there will be on the final version. And there is just small things. You know, I made this manually, and the CNC machined version will be slightly more, well, just more. That's really all there is to it. So anyway, the switches are in the control box here. They're not touch plate. This is meant to be a very rugged, durable saber, and as a result of that, the copper plate, the actual control box plate, not the activation card, is held down to the hilt with a screw. So you can't knock this off. It's not glued. You can't accidentally send it flying when you're dueling. That has happened to a lot of people I know on a lot of different versions of this saber that have been done. And that's one of the main things that we wanted to avoid, was stuff like that happening. So as another result of that, rather than allowing the cards, the activation cards, which were provided by Slothfurnace, shout out to Brad for doing that, I believe over at robotpirate.com. The cards are a very tight fit, and we were not even going to consider touch plate activation, because that's the number one thing that happens when you have touch plate activation, is you just send your card flying when you're swinging the saber around. So all that boringness aside, I'll go ahead and give you a once over of the hilt. I'll try and focus on the details. The beautiful sound vents down there. Beautiful activation card. There's the copper neck. Here's the emitter. The blade plug does shine through. Obviously not as brightly as with a blade, but that's because there's a piece of polycarbonate, which might be acrylic in the final version, down in there to catch the light. So again, as I mentioned, this is Crystal Focus version 8. So this has the absolute best in motion detection. See if I can get a wider shot here. Oops, sorry about that. Focus out a little bit more. So as you can see, any amount of movement that you actually want to make a swing will make a swing. I know those of you are going to be curious. There are those of you that are going to be curious about what sound font this is. This is Mark 6 HD by Juan Sith. It's got that beautiful snap hiss activation that we all love. Go ahead and put a blade in it. So to take the blade plug out, all you do is put your wrench carefully in this hole right here. That's where your set screw is. Loosen, pull out your blade plug, stick your blade in, and I apologize that I don't have a better blade with me right now. This blade's kind of beat up. This is just what I grabbed on my way to shoot this video. And there it is with a blade. It's difficult to show how sensitive this is while I'm sitting here, on a table, holding this out at arm's length, trying not to smack anything else in the room. So with Crystal Focus version 8, just like the Crystal Shard, you can have as many colors as you want. I mean, you can have 10 colors in your override file, and they can be whatever you want, and you can configure them using R.I.C.E. Now, Crystal Focus R.I.C.E. is different than Crystal Shard R.I.C.E. This will come standard with the HC06 Bluetooth adapter for R.I.C.E. and they will be pre-configured, everything will be ready to go, but as of now, the Crystal Focus version of wireless R.I.C.E. does not yet exist. So I can show you quickly with the Crystal Shard version one or two features that I can actually still change. I can change the volume. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize the focus was out. And there's a slight whining in the speaker just because of how the TX-RX works on the wireless module. And then when you save your settings, it obviously goes away. So then you just go up there and you click Save Settings, and it saves, and you're all set. So I'm not going to go through and cycle through the sound fonts. You guys have all seen all that stuff before. There's 12 sound fonts, I believe, on the Crystal Focus version 8, and you could put whatever you want on there. It's totally up to you. And the SD card is right here in the pommel. It's super easy to access. Right there. All you have to do is eject that with your finger. Focus the camera again. Come on. There we go. You just eject that with your finger once you've put your kill key in, and pull it out with tweezers or needle nose pliers carefully. Put it in your computer, make your changes, put it back in, pull your kill key, and you're all set. And you don't have to move anything, you don't have to swivel. The SD card is right there. You're all set. All you have to do is pop it, make your changes, put it back. Very, very simple. Wanted nothing to be out of reach when you open this Saber. Nothing that you needed to worry about. So, I believe that's really the long and short of it. I guess, show you some different colors. Not that you really care if it's a hero. There's green again. Oh, actually, that's kind of yellow. And then we're back to the color. This is not an RGB Saber, so it's only cycling between red and green, obviously. This is a Tri-Cree with a copper PCB. It's a green, red, and the red is super bright and the greens are super bright. It makes for a really awesomely bright Saber. There will be blue available for those who want photon. There will be RGB available with a color extender. There will be all sorts of options for just about anything. The only thing I'm not going to do on the first batch of these is, first, if there are any other batches, is I won't offer any customization to the color scheme of the hilt. This is a hero, and this is what it looks like, and that's it. Maybe down the road, if more of these are done, that's something that would be considered, but for now, I don't think so. And before I wrap things up here, I just wanted to, I posted this on Facebook on my page. Let me go ahead and take this blade plug out so that, the blade out, so that it's a little easier to move around up here. This is what the emitter extension delete looks like with no blade plug. I had Mark Hamill sign a plaque a couple of months ago at Celebration, actually almost a year now, and I just thought this was pretty cool. Now it's gonna have trouble focusing, so I guess that's it. I'll post a picture of that on Facebook. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.